So anyway, let's do some trailer reactions. And speaking of trailer, let's start with this because he's in this movie, and I don't know how good is this gonna be. He's gonna be a villain for this movie, and it's based on a TV. Let's do it. Oh God.
All right, let's get it out of the way, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, I got one more. It's one of the Avengers Doomsday trailers too. They did four. Um,
I know. Why?
I I don't know. Let me not do the echo. Should I do the echo cancellation? Let me try it.
If it's gonna sound
All
like it
that
did last
stuff that
time,
only exists in legends and bedtime stories.
Are you okay?
Talking tigers,
I'm okay.
spaceships, and magic swords that can make a man as mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff is real.
Masters of the Universe.
Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe. So I sent you to a place I knew that they'd never find you. There's...
This obsession with nerd stuff and sword things, it's not a good look for human resources.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show me the way home.
Sir, you can't do that.
Don't worry, the sword's mine.
Have you seen the cartoon Masters of the Universe?
Hold on, it's about to get weird.
What am I supposed to do? Take the sword. You protect them.
Okay, that was the Master Universe. So you can't believe it. Jared Leto is gonna voice Skeletor in this new
Oh,
movie.
well, you know what? Honestly, I can see him being okay with doing a voice acting role. Honestly,
Oh, really?
his voice is
Okay.
okay. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
he's a singer in real life. You know what I'm saying? So he probably has some ability with his voice.
That's true. Maybe. Yeah.
I didn't have any problem with how he sounded in Tron Ares. It was his acting overall. You know, like the character. I just, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I guess you're right. I mean, he's not the focus of this movie, like Tron Ares was, right? Because like Tron Ares, he was like the main star, and that was the problem.
I mean, yeah, honestly, I just yeah, I did used to watch the original He-Man show back in the day. I'm that old. It was on, and I used to watch it when I was a little kid.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember it, but
Yeah.
I know I watched it.
Yeah, I seen like the modern Master Universe that came out in my area, like in my time in the mid
That
two thousands.
that show was popular and odd like early in the 80s, like when I was
I
really
know.
little. Like,
Yeah, like mid '83 or '84, it got really big, right? Like,
it was on around 86, 87, 88 when I watched it. Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah. Before the Death Lungling movie came out in '87.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not really sure how I feel. Well, I mean, honestly, I know you have different tastes than I do. Cyber does too.
Yeah.
You guys might really be into this trailer, but like,
I don't know.
I'm just not really that.
Yeah.
Like, I see. I don't know. I'm not really sure if like this sort of He-Man style movie is really my thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same boat as you. I remember the cartoon I grew up watching, of course, and I'm
It
aware
looks
of the 80s.
it looks very like it looks like based off the trailer to be very much a film made for like a general audience, with
Yeah,
all the with all the wrinkles and hang-ups and everything that come along with that, sort of film,
yeah,
honestly, with my tastes, I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, no, I agreed. No, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, it's not for you. It's not really targeting for you or me, really. It's just yeah. I mean, yeah. It looks better than the '87 film from Canon Films. From Dolph Lundgren. I mean, this looks way better and more faithful to the.
everything looks fucking awesome these days. When it comes to fucking visuals of TV and film these days, man. We're in 2026. Like all the time you see like like what looks like high level visuals.
Yeah,
Like when you see trailers and stuff for new stuff. Everything looks great.
yeah. No, and the CGI looks good here. So like, top notch stuff and great cast here too. The guy who played Handel is there. He plays Strong Arms or whatever the main secondary character is.
Yeah, whatever.
Um,
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I forgot the name of that actor, but I know who you're talking about.
yeah, Ezra Abba, that's his name.
Yeah, Idris
So
Alba. Yeah,
yeah, good actor, love him. Good casting for that character from the cartoon.
supposedly that UK crime show, cop show that he was on, that he starred on or whatever for years there back in the day
Luthor.
was good. Yeah,
Yeah, he's really good. I seen the first season. It's really great. I need to see the whole series.
yeah. I'm not surprised. I would not be shocked if if for what maybe the UK could pull off a show like that. I know
Yeah.
I've seen some UK television before, and they have a whole totally different taste when it comes to TV over there than we do.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's really great, well written. The episodes are not too like. There's not too many episodes. They always they execute 6 episodes order right compared to Disney Plus. I have to say they do 6 episodes only, and it's really good. Yeah, it's perfect. I love the UK shows. I always watch them. It's
Well,
really fun.
it's crazy, but the main studio, the main studio that they shot in was in Ireland for Game of Thrones. That was
Yes.
the home base when it came to production. Was in some massive studio that they have over there in Ireland that I never heard about.
Yeah. It does sound like either Pinewood Studios or something else. I heard from.
I have no idea what the title of it is, but I'm just saying. But I know it's there, and it's like a known. It's like a known commodity. It's
Yeah.
some massive studio they have in Ireland.
Yeah. Let me check. Because yeah, Pinewood Studios is the well-known one from UK. Let me check because see you in Ireland. Uh, but yeah, I'm. Is it Troy Studios? I think you're talking about. Yeah, it's that's the biggest one that I guess it's been shot for
All
Game of
I know
Thrones.
is that they said that when I was watching the behind the scenes stuff for Game of Thrones, it said that that studio in Ireland is massive.
Yeah, I'll double check that. But yeah, anyway, yep. I like the trailer.
The land area that they had to work with or whatever to shoot on or whatever, was huge.
That's good. Yeah, either that or New Zealand because New
Well,
Zealand is
I mean,
well
if you
known.
watch the behind the scenes and stuff, and you see them, outside on that studio, like
Hmm.
constructing the sets and all that, and everything and all that, it looks like a massive, area. It's like space, of land.
Yeah, no, I
It's
no.
like out in the middle of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like where they were like shooting the show. It's like
Oh, yeah, no, I believe that. Yeah, Ireland's a really big land, and I totally see the Game of Thrones
yeah,
doing that.
it's just like rough land. You know what I'm saying? Like with rocks and
Rocks, yeah,
features and you know what I'm saying? And topography and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. One of my friends did hiking over there one time. It's pretty good.
You can tour. You can actually take a tour of like that studio where they shot Game of Thrones. Now they made it a
Oh, really? Just
paid
like just like
thing.
the Hobbit village from Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
Yeah, that's cool.
same exact deal. A lot of people go too to Ireland to go and pay to go to the visit where that studio where they shot all Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's cool. Oh man, definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Um,
the popularity of Game of Thrones was so massive and so widespread that like it impacted all kinds of shit business wise. Like areas of Ireland and Scotland and different countries. Tourism and hotel. All that stuff it skyrocketed because of the show.
yeah, no, no.
Fans wanted to travel and visit the locations where the show was shot and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So they would actually travel and go to those places.
Yeah, no, no. I hear that a lot. Yeah, those are pretty cool. I definitely wanted to do that with the Game of Thrones one.
Oh yeah, the tourism to Ireland or whatever, grew expanded like 300% or something like that because of Game of Thrones.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah, fans were so dedicated to that show that they actually wanted to go to Ireland to see the studio, and see where the show was made.
Awesome. That's cool. I definitely gonna tell that to with my mom soon. All right, let's wrap up the second and last trailer reaction. This one is Thor. So this Avengers Doomsday teaser trailer we're gonna look at is Thor, and I think this will make you happy if you are a big fan of Thor. If you guys are,
I guess.
I guess I'm not a big Thor fan. Um, ah, Jesus Christ, I forgot the cell.
Father,
Yeah,
all
they
my
released the
life,
last trailer.
I have answered every call
It's with the Wakandas and
to
Fantastic.
honor, duty, to war.
I can't hear you.
I'll talk after
But now
this.
fate has given me something I never sought. A child. A life untouched by the storm. Lend me the strength of the old fathers,
Stormbreaker.
so that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her. Not as a warrior, but as warmth. To teach her not battle, but stillness. The kind I never knew. Please, Father, heed my words.
Oh. Okay, thank you for the time.
Yeah, I don't
Thor.
need that. I don't need that clock, man. That movie is in fucking December, bro.
Yeah, that was a weird one. So that was clocking in the teaser trailer, the next one in a couple of days. That was why they were doing that. So that was just so weird to
So what were
just
you saying now that the last teaser that came out is in Wakanda or whatever? I saw that Shuri's in it or whatever.
yeah. The last one is you see the Wakanda.
What is the Thing from Fantastic Four show up or whatever? And
Yeah.
Mbaku was there.
Yeah, they were there and confirming that the Fantastic Four are coming into that universe, so tying into the post credit scene from the Thunderbolts. So that was awesome. But what do you thought about this trailer? I'm happy that we're getting more.
I don't care, Andres. I'll be completely
You don't
honest with you, bro. No, I don't care. Like, I love Thor. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I love Chris Hemsworth as Thor and all that. But I don't, bro. Was that actually that fucking daughter or whatever from fucking Thor: Love and Thunder that we saw in there?
Yes,
Bro,
yes.
I so don't give a fuck about the daughter character, bro. Like, I honestly was hoping that they would just like have her die.
Ever-
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that. Like, I don't need Thor with some daughter or whatever. Like,
oh my god!
come on, bro. That was the dumbest fucking thing they did that, bro.
Yes.
The fact that they're actually sticking with it, I don't know.
It's
bro.
crazy. Yeah, no. It's kind of funny their memory continuity from that movie. Yeah, I didn't like Love and Thunder, I have to say.
Oh
So
God, Love and Thunder was like probably honestly one of the worst fucking things the MCU like. What's Thor: Love and Thunder was so bad that it actually was so bad it was worse than Captain Marvel, and I thought Captain Marvel was like the pits, you know,
Pits, yeah, I
until Thor:
know.
Love and Thunder existed. Then it was like wow.
I mean, then after that we got Sea Invasion, and it just got worse. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's been so long since you know, years since these things have happened, so I can't remember the whole chain of events. But I do know that you know it just got to a point where you know at some point in the string of fucking craziness, Thor: Love and Thunder came out, and I remember watching the trailers for it and being very suspicious, you know, of them. You know what I'm saying, and being like, I don't know about this, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when I watched those trailers, I was like, I'm just not seeing anything here. You know what I mean? That's really telling me that this is going to be a good film. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's really how I felt about it when I saw those trailers. I was like, there's not much there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That, you know, like
I mean, I'm very happy you were having that suspicious because I thought the trailers were really great. They were well made, but it was like really after the reviews when the review embargo was lifted. I was like, oh boy, because it was so mixed. Like I saw the 64, Rotten Tomato thing. I was like, okay, let me see like how bad it was, and then nope, it was really bad. It was really bad.
I
Yeah,
mean, you know, the Rotten Tomato meter is
whatever, but
yes, it is. I'm just saying, you know, it's real. It's legit. It's legit. You know what I'm saying? It matters, but at the end of the day, it's also whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, honestly, that rating does not always really correlate to really how bad a film really is. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
There's that cushion you get from Rotten Tomatoes, you know, where you know you would see a show that's terrible, like The Acolyte or something. You know what I'm saying? Or a movie that's terrible, you know, and and it'll still have a decent Rotten Tomatoes rating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know?
which I was surprised. I had to be surprised. It's so decent, but it was until what Ant-Man 3 that really broke. Well, Internals broke
Thor:
the
Love and
mold.
Thunder was one where it's more like where you're just you're just like confused during the movie in the theater. You know,
Yeah,
you're like really like is this really happening? You know what I'm saying? Like is that am I seeing this? You know what I mean? Like you know like honestly, you know like it's that bad. And then Ant-Man 3 was very deceptive because again it had that whole you know super really awesome fucking MCU produced trailer going on with it, you know, where the trailers
yeah,
looked awesome. You know what I'm saying? It looked like, you know, there you were gonna get a fucking like, you know, blockbuster third Ant-Man film after like two really solid ones. You know what I'm saying? They were gonna like really like elevate Ant-Man to this whole new level in this like, you know, third film. You know what I'm saying? And rock the trilogy, you know, wrap the trilogy up with you know, like a blockbuster, you know. And
yeah,
and then that was the complete opposite of what the movie was. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, you know?
yeah. Nope, I agreed. Yeah, that was something. Did we review that like together, the three of us, or I try to remember. I know I reviewed the movie with my friend, my
I don't
co-host.
believe we reviewed Ant-Man 3 when it came out because we were not for whatever reason when it came out we did not like decide to actively have a review, you know?
Yeah, because I remember we did Guardians 3, we did, the Marvels during 2023.
We may have reviewed Ant-Man 3. I cannot remember, sir. We may have.
Maybe. Let me check. But yeah, I kind of agree. But yeah, Love and Thunder.
I know that we did Ant-Man I know that we did Ant-Man 1 and 2 together wrapping up the Infinity Saga reviews. I know we did those.
I did the second one with you guys. I wasn't in the first one, so
Okay. Oh yeah. All right.
I was in the last like half of the Infinity War saga. So my first one was it Infinity War? Yeah, or no, it was Ant Man the Wasp, and then Captain Marvel.
You didn't do Captain Marvel because we started off with Captain Marvel because that we used that
Oh yeah, the timeline, right? You
yeah.
did like Chronicle. Or, okay, yeah. No, I was in that kind
We
of mode.
used the
Sorry.
MCU timeline, you know what I'm saying? So like that means that, you know, Captain Marvel went first, you know, and then Captain America second.
Okay, okay. then
So,
I
so
yeah
those so those were like some of our first ever movie reviews we ever did of the Bleeding Edge, like years, 5 years ago,
yeah okay
and
yes.
and then we did like Black Widow when that came out. We reviewed that, when it came out new.
Okay, I'm looking at the page here. You did do Ant-Man 3, but I wasn't in it.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, because there's a couple people there. Because I did the second one with you guys. Hold on,
yeah,
there's a couple.
I remember doing the second one with you.
Yeah, and then I did Spider-Man: Far From Home, Endgame. Yeah, so Jasmine was in it, and then uh, Cyber was there, and then I'm looking at who was in the panelists, and then this one has Loki is mom. Renee is
Yep,
the last
Renee. Yep.
Renee. So those were your panelists for that review.
Okay, yeah, I remember the days of having Jasmine and Renee on.
Yeah.
Renee Loki's mom is the one that did House of the Dragon with me for the most part, the first season.
Okay. First season. Okay.
And Jasmine did Willow with me and Cyber. That was a blast. She was actually very useful and participated a lot during The Last of Us too, season 1. She did a lot of episodes.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Jasmine the tranny. That was a blast having a tranny on the show. That was great.
Yes, she definitely fit that. As I saw
You never got a chance to do any shows with her. She was great. She was a blast.
Oh yeah, what happened?
She would say some really crazy, outrageous shit sometimes. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, really crazy, bro.
Yeah.
She had a dirty mouth.
Oh god.
Like
That's funny.
Like a lot of the trannies I've met do.
Oh my god. All right.
I mean, let's just say obviously there was more tranny humor occurring, on shows because she was there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
I can imagine. I mean, I think those folks always like lay down. It's like, oh yeah, we're trans, and it's like okay.
But she was okay on the panel, covering TV shows and stuff like that. She was all right. She was valuable as a guest.
Okay.
She had decent things to say occasionally, but at the same time too, there was always that potential with her that she could flip, and talk about bring politics up and stuff like that, and inject politics into the conversation at times. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see.
She did not. She would forget that you're not supposed to do that, and she would just do it anyway. And so there were some tough shows I did with her where that would happen. I told you before, you maybe not remember, but we had a really fucking crazy episode of She-Hulk we did one time.
Yeah, you've been
that because of her got really fucking bizarre.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, you brought it up occasionally. Every time we bring.
Yeah, it was one of the most bizarre live streams I've ever had. Yeah, it was out there.
Oh god.
Nobody knew what was going on. It was crazy.
Oh god, I can imagine.
That's the risk you run when you let somebody else moderate your show. There's always that risk.
Oh.
You know what I mean? That the show could go in any direction.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank goodness I don't do that because I don't want to be in trouble with you guys.
I've been okay for the most part when I've let other people moderate. It's always been all right. And Alexis honestly did an okay job for the most part whenever she moderated, whenever I let her moderate. For whatever reason, She-Hulk brought the worst out of her,
I mean, I can see it because that show really just pushes the buttons and certain nerves. And,
yes, it was very politically driven.
Yep. No, it was. I mean, I had to review 6 years of it, so it's crazy. 6 episodes, or I don't know how many.
I think it was 8.
Yeah, it was not. It was 9 episodes. It was like 9 episodes total. See, it was funny with me because with my host, we always do other things with the episode. Like if there was a movie, we'll put it together with that episode, or if it was Comic-Con, stuff with Marvel Studios, we put that together,
Mhm.
and thank goodness I did that because sometimes those episodes were really hard to talk about, and I was like, oh,
Bro,
I,
but I experienced it too, brother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, we talked about it before. I don't know when it was, but I guess it was around episode 4 or 5. The whole show just tanked, and
yeah,
it just got worse and worse every episode, and it was terrible by the end. It was terrible. And the finale,
yeah,
I didn't even know what to say. Honestly, I was speechless. Like
yeah. Oh god,
I have no idea what I even said during that finale review. I have no idea because to this day, I still am not even sure what even happened in that episode.
yeah. Oh, I can't remember either. I I remember what was going on. It was just like the middle part is where I kind of like forget what was going on. Um, but yeah, yeah, because I don't mind like from 1 to 4, I'm fine with those episodes. But then episode 5 is where it got really downhill, and I know you don't like the Daredevil one, where he walks in shame, but I like that episode. I don't mind that, but the rest is okay. Really bad.
I didn't like the way that they handled Daredevil on that show. Honestly, I did not really like it.
No, I understand. Um,
Overall, like
yeah,
as a
overall,
character, I didn't like the way they used him and everything. But yeah, of course, it was nice to see him.
yeah, that's my thing. But I
I mean,
was there.
at that time, it was a really big deal, for him to come over from Netflix or whatever and be on that show.
Yeah, I remember he had a cameo in Spider-Man: No Way Home. So that was like the second time we saw him. So it was like, ooh, perfect.
I
Yeah,
mean, things like that were the fun, sort of possibilities and things that made being an MCU fan such a cool experience back then. You know what I'm saying? Where things like that happening. You know what I mean? Events like that occurring.
yeah. No, I agree. And that was the problem with this new saga. It's just like it just didn't connect. And I kind of agree with the post-credit scenes. It's like we haven't built properly Doctor Doom. Like I, I mean, Doctor Doom is a well-known supervillain, so I can disbelief that. But it's like he's a new
Well,
version.
we already know for a fact that you could that they can that they can pull off a good villain in an MCU film. Having them show up right in that film for the first time. Like they can make all that work. They've done it
Yeah,
before.
that's true. Yeah, they did it with Thanos, so yeah, that's a good
But they've
point.
done it a lot of times. You know what I'm saying with villains.
Yes, true.
It's pretty rare that any of the villains ever get like backstory type cameo appearances or whatever. Usually you just see them right there in the film.
Yeah, and that was the thing that I was excited for previously when Kane was the main villain. We were getting all his background and downhill, and like we just switched plans.
I don't know. After seeing Ant-Man 3, honestly, I'm very dubious about how that whole Kang thing would have shaken out. To tell you the truth,
Well, to be honest, if they stuck with the original ending where he did one, and then Ant Man and the Wasp were stuck in the quantum media, uh, there, and then I think you could have been more satisfied. But I agree. It could have been repetitive, but it could have been more interesting and like shocking that this guy beat Ant Man, and then you were in a good position. But the way
I didn't like Kang overall. I did not like Jonathan Majors as Kang in Ant-Man 3 in general. It wasn't just the end.
Okay, that's where we're different. I liked him until the end. I thought he was a good.
Like I did not feel like he was an effective villain overall in that film. I'm not trying to knock him, you know what I'm saying? I love him as in Loki,
Yeah,
he was great. But as that version of Kang, honestly, in Ant-Man 3, maybe it could have had something to do with just the film being bad overall. I don't know. But
yeah.
I didn't think he was that good.
No, I can understand. Yeah, the film was pretty bad. I, I mean, it was really bad, and the way I mean, of course, I don't want to get into the real Ant Man 3, but excuse me, you got more what's it, Murdoch there, and it's like why we need him. It's like,
Ant-Man 3 has a lot of bad things going on with it. You can go on for a while. You know what I'm saying? There's a
oh
lot
yeah,
going on, that's
yeah,
bad.
yeah, it's bad. It's long.
The Modoc thing is like one of the stupidest things out, ever. What I mean? They did that. It was literally just one of the dumbest things ever.
I
Um,
know, I know.
they had to add that in there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of really dumb shit in Ant-Man 3, man.
Oh no, ton. I mean, and poor Was, Hope,
Oh, I know they. I know they totally fucked that actress over in that film.
yeah,
It's, her
like
character got robbed.
yeah, and she's like barely do nothing, and like like
She's in the beginning of the film, then she's gone for the whole film, and then she shows up at the end, and like saves Ant-Man, and that's it.
yeah, and she's with mostly her parents most of the time, and
At,
like her
after she was probably like the best part of Ant-Man 2, when Ant-Man 2 is probably the best film overall of the Ant-Man films. You know what I'm saying? Because of her.
yeah. I like the first movie more, but that's my opinion. So
They're both really good movies. The first one
oh
and the second one
yeah,
are both really good movies, and she's
no,
a
no.
she's a she's a really great addition. Even though she's in both films, her role was really like bumped up for the second Ant-Man film. And it made the
Mhm.
film better. She did. Um,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah, she got robbed in Ant-Man 3. You know what I'm saying? They totally like dropped her from the movie
yeah. No, totally. All right,
after
all
they
right.
gave her that horrible haircut. Too.
She had really inconsistent haircuts in the Ant-Man trilogy. Like I like her haircut in the first one, and then the second one they had to make it long, which
And, and that girl that they cast as Cassie or whatever, the daughter in the film, was terrible. Oh my god.
oh god, the third one. Catherine Newton, she's a great actress, but I don't know why they had to recast her character again. I just didn't understand. I didn't like that. I didn't like that she was smart. Like she was another scientist slash smart person. It's like
I know.
I that
They
that
overdid it, man.
yeah, they really overdid it. Like that part made me really angry. I was like, why? Like you already had three people that are smart. Like just anyway, it
Yeah,
was
everybody can't be genius smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. And not
yeah,
only that,
exactly.
it's not that easy to just become like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes,
overnight.
yes, and that was the part that drove me nuts. It was like, wait a minute. So she found a book, and then somehow in 5 years she learned how to like build. Like, oh my god, it was so bad. It was like, oh my god.
Oh, I
So
know, and why would you make Michelle Pfeiffer some all of a sudden some like and her character some like give her some important pivotal role in the third film? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, you drop the fucking Wasp like from the film, and you elevate Michelle Pfeiffer's character that barely even got screen time in the other Ant-Man films. You know what I'm saying? You know?
well, I did. Yeah, that's the part that's frustrating because like the older Ant Man and Wasp are finally members of the Avengers. You think they will focus more of them, like as important they are in the Marvel universe, but they because just how weird the MCU is. It's just like okay, and Michelle Pfeiffer is a great actress. I mean, like she has superhero royalty. I mean, she's Catwoman from Batman Returns, so I didn't mind them focusing on her in Ant-Man 3. That was the best part about that movie for me. But it was the sacrifice of not giving Hope more to do. That's the part I don't like. It's like it's just, they didn't balance it right. So I don't know. It's just a mix of things. It's like I like this, but then I don't like this other thing. It's real bad.
Yeah, I mean, she's not she has no real like important role in that film in Ant-Man 3. She's literally not even important. You know,
Yeah,
um,
yeah. It's really bad. Um,
and I can't even imagine how much she got paid for that too.
Oh my god! Even their budget was blown in that movie. It's crazy. It's crazy they were trying to make a big budget Ant-Man movie. I mean, like $200 million. It's
The concept
crazy.
sounded like a lot of fun, honestly. Really to tell you the
Well,
truth, at the time before it came out, it was like okay, great, they're gonna put a bunch of money into an Ant-Man film, and blow it up, like why not?
yeah. I mean, I like the idea that they're going into the quantum realm. Uh, yeah, quantum realm for the first time because I thought that would be a good plot thing to go. And they made it really bad and really worse and somehow. Um, you can't believe the budget for this movie. This movie comes under like 330.1 million in terms of budget. Either that between 330 or 388.
I'm sure I'm sure I knew that back then, but I'm not surprised. Honestly, that whole movie was nothing but digital effects. Every scene, you
Yeah,
know. So
and reshoots. Remember reshoots? They
yeah,
did they like last minute reshoots. I heard it was crazy.
yeah,
Um,
and probably that probably that the third film of a trilogy is it's always more expensive by then to pay the actors and keep them around. You know what I mean? Uh,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that happens a lot.
their value when it comes to money is always at its highest in the in the last film of a trilogy.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, no, not that. No, you're totally right. That happens a lot with trilogies. Yeah, by the third one, it's like
It's
very
still
big.
outrageous though that the budget was literally that much money. $330 million is fucking insane.
Yeah, like compared to the second film. Let me pull up the second film because that one was really like really good budget. 130 or 195. That's a good like budget for like a
What does that
blockbuster.
mean? So you can't have both. What 130 and 195 cannot be the same
Um,
thing.
no, I think it's more like okay. Initially, it was 130 billion dollars to make, and then in
Million, not
terms,
billion.
yeah, millions.
Million.
Yeah, thank you. And then inflation, it has come around to 195. Inflation, Po- that's how they is
Oh, okay. I
you
see.
know
All right. Okay.
yeah
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, an Ant-Man film, sounds like it should only cost like 120 million. Honestly, based off what they were like those first couple Ant-Man films, they didn't look expensive.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just wrapping up. Like the first movie had initially the 130 as well, and then in terms of inflation, it just climbed up to like 169. That's good. Like reasonable budgets for these two first movies. And then like you look at the third one, it's like initially it was like 330, and then inflation is like 388, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
it makes
I
sense.
don't know. It's insane to me. I have no idea why a movie like that costs $330 million. No idea.
No, but that was the problem during the you know the post pandemic of these movies, old movies in general. Like it was like because of the new COVID-19 what is it, restrictions that were just now placed, and then all that, and then some of these movies were pushed back because I know M3 was supposed to come out.
That doesn't matter. The box office for Ant-Man 3 was based off of the film and how good it was. You know what I'm saying?
No, 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 no.
By the time Ant-Man 3 came out, people were out going to the theaters again.
Oh yeah, no. The release dates were constantly changing, sir. Like I was talking about that, not the box office. No.
Yeah, that happened, but still, at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. Like the movie is what it is.
Wait, hold on. Let me. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It got pushed because a lot of the movies were
Getting
changing the
pushed back
dates.
does not affect how well a film does in the box office. People still go, whether you know what I'm saying. If the movie's not good, people are going to say that to people. They're going to say this movie's
Yeah.
not good.
No. That's true. No. I'm not talking about like that was the reason it was bad. No. I'm not saying the release date was the reason. I'm just saying that when because the marketing. That's what I'm talking about. Like when you're set on a release date, studios are always planning ahead of their marketing to like sponsor the film, put the word out, and
Marvel Studios did all the proper marketing that they always do, and everything, regardless of what happened with schedule. That was all done.
yeah, but that costs money, and then if you don't meet, recoup the money to pay off, all that.
Marvel Studios never spent money on some like crazy ad campaign that never did anything for the movie. That never happened. They never
True.
occurred. They never occurred extra costs because like they
That's true.
advertised at the wrong time. That never happened. That's not how it works.
No, that's kind of true.
The rescheduling of release dates doesn't work that way. That's not how it's not. There's no impact like that on the film.
Yeah, no, that's kind of good point. Anyway, we're talking too long. Let's end this
Yeah,
show.
it doesn't cost more money, to make a film because you change the release date of it. It doesn't. That doesn't. It made that
Yeah.
the cost is the cost.
Yeah, it's kind of cost, and the only reason that the cost goes up is either they do the reshoots. That's more of the cost effect.
Well,
It
yeah,
goes.
reshoots always cost more money. It depends on the movie. How much that money is for the reshoots and how extensive they are.
Yeah.
Um, I
And by the
mean,
way, they studios like movies do have like planned reshoots. Sometimes
yeah,
like
reshoots are budgeted in.
yeah, exactly.
Before a movie is even proposed and to make, there's a budget for reshoots.
Yeah, exactly. And the only time like it's in there in the budget, and the only time that does affect it is if they go initial reshoots again, like another round and like all that. So that's when that becomes a problem.
Oh yeah, there's a certain level where you go over the line, with the money, and it becomes, overdoing it. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the budget,
Yeah,
uh, and you're having to add more money to pay for the reshoots. That happens.
yeah. No, that's all I'm saying. But okay,
I mean,
let's.
look at that episode of Game of Thrones, that intro, that first episode, that where they reshoot 3/4 of it or whatever, almost the whole thing completely. I mean,
Yeah,
those reshoots were probably about as expensive as you get.
yeah, yeah. That's true. Yeah, yeah.
But
For the
HBO,
pilot, right?
decided that the importance of that pilot was that important for the show. That it was worth it to them to spend that money.
Yeah. No, and it worked. To be honest, it really worked, and they gave them the biggest shows the whole time. All right, let's plug.
I don't know. They recast, the Lady Stark character, Mama Stark or whatever, for the,
Did they?
that was one of the changes they made, and she was great playing that character. So,
Yeah, I
like
know that. Daenerys
she was,
Targaryen.
she was one of the best characters on the show for the first couple of seasons. No, the Stark mother, the wife of Ned Stark.
No, 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 no. I know she was I know you're telling me she's I'm also telling another. Like, well, I heard also that she was also recast. The
Who?
Daenerys.
Daenerys
She.
Targaryen. She was recast. Yeah, she was a different actress that I've never heard before. First, and then
Yeah.
it turned over to
To Emilia Clarke.
Amelia
Yeah.
Clark, who I also know, who also was unheard of until Game of Thrones. She was not a known thing.
No.
Game of Thrones used a lot of very not known actors in Game of Thrones. A lot of those characters were cast with actors that are only known of in like Europe, for instance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and the only one known actors were in the supporting roles. If if you know them, like from previous movies and shows you saw that played the more supporting like background characters.
There
But
were
yeah,
some actors that I've seen before in film,
yeah,
that were on the show, that have had some success, to some degree in film, that played characters on the show.
yeah,
There really wasn't anybody that I've ever seen in television before, that was on the show.
yeah. I'm just speaking that because one of the characters from one of the houses I recognized was one show I watched. But yeah, yeah, you're right. Anyway, um, our schedule this week. So Wednesdays we're back again. Episode 2 review of Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Speaking of Game of Thrones, so we have that, and then Friday is Fallout. Friday, so we got episode 7 review. So that's awesome, and that's our schedule. So yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Wonderful, yes, Jeff. I just want to say thank you, brother, for coming tonight. I hope we had you had a blast for
Oh
3 hours.
sir. Wonderful 3 hours and 40 minutes, sir. Great.
Yes, I can't believe we really push it. Like we're pushing 4 hours, which is
I
great.
know that's crazy, sir.
Yeah, but there was a lot to say about this movie and stuff like that. So and just announcing like early in terms of February schedule, I got two already live stream up for February. So the 8th and the 22nd are the ones I have up, and those movies are going to be one superhero movie and then one horror movie. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I will soon put up who are those movies are, and then we'll go from there. So I can get a couple more guest stars, panelists to be in those movie reviews for February. So that's all I have to say. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Thank you, Jeff. I'll see
Yeah,
you again this week. And
most
yeah,
definitely. Appreciate
yep,
it.
yep. Ciao. I'm out of breath.
Later.